Police in Ohio say 3 inmates who escaped from a county jail were apprehended, but one inmate remains on the loose and authorities describe him as extremely dangerous. All of them escaped from the Gallia County Jail on September 29th using a handmade weapon. Authorities say they overpowered 2 female corrections officers. 3 of the 4 men were arrested the next day, but Lawrence Lee III is still at large. The sheriff's office says he fled from officers as the others were arrested. Authorities say the inmates have a number of previous charges, including assault, breaking and entering, and identity fraud. Police also say someone from the outside helped the inmates escape.
Well, isn't this to really be expected when it comes down to it? You know what I'm saying? Legit. Like, isn't this something that's just, something we should just fucking expect at this goddamn point? You know what I mean? Like, real shit, I had somebody send me this article. I believe it was Gaming and Yelling send me this article. Thank you very much. It's appreciated, my brother. It's fucking ridiculous that we have female corrections officers in the first place, just as a in general thing, right? Like, if you have the most dangerous human beings, right, and you put all these dangerous human beings in a box, why would you put women in charge of that box? Like, the hell is wrong with you? Because the most dangerous and fucking violent human beings on earth are male, all right? That's a fact of life. Okay. Yeah, females are violent, right? But females really can't cause a lot of harm in their violence. They don't have the capability to do what males do. And especially basically barehanded. This is kind of what this is, right? And you put females in charge of the dudes who are being watched after, who are the most violent offenders in our society. Why? Why would we do this? Legit, why? Why would this make any sense to have females guarding them? Well, I was looking up articles trying to figure out what the situation was. Like, how the mentality goes. You know what I mean? Like, what is the mental thought pattern that goes into being okay with this type of shit? Well, let's look. Should women work in men's prison? These women say yes. Female corrections officers and other prison staff members told us why, despite criticism. They work a job that can put them at risk of assault from inmates and abuse from coworkers. Since the 1970s, when women began gaining greater access to jobs within the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the number of women employed by the agency has risen to more than 10,000, a third of its total workforce, in its 122 prisons. But in some prisons, this vanguard of female employees has suffered an onslaught of abuse and harassment from inmates and male guards. Female prison employees have also encountered criticism from a sometimes unsympathetic public who believe the work is too dangerous for women and urge them to leave the field. Rightfully so. Like, why would you do this? Legitimately. I'm not a lion tamer for a reason, okay? Because lions are dangerous. All right, and I don't think that the money is worth it in order for me to go tame a lion. And when a lion eats me, I shouldn't be able to complain that the lion ate me. Because it's a fucking lion, that's what it's made to do. On Sunday, a front page article in the Times uncovered how female prison workers frequently face retaliation for reporting sexual harassment, while the male co-workers or inmates who harass them often go unpunished. Many readers of the comment sections dismissed the woman's complaints to arguing that female workers don't belong. In response, current and former female prison employees answered their critics. They explained what it's like to be a woman working in men's prison and what has motivated them to overcome hardships and stay. Here's a selection of their comments, which has been condensed and lightly edited for clarity. Well, yeah, because women are retarded, right? Anyway, so I worked as a librarian, state prison for men, where there were many women corrections officers. I interacted with lots of inmates every day. Okay. All right, maybe, you know what I'm saying? He was ugly. I don't know what the situation is, right? The Department of Corrections in the state where I work made it absolutely clear that inappropriate behavior by inmates or staff would not be tolerated. Yeah, usually it's not tolerated. You know what I mean? Like, that tends to be how it operates. And I mean, just a definition of what intolerant, inappropriate behavior really is. You know? Like, is inappropriate behavior someone looking at you funny? Right? Is inappropriate a behavior an inmate in there jacking his dick in his motherfucking cell? Like, what is the inappropriate behavior? I'm not sure. You know what I mean? Like, where does this inappropriate line come from? And I mean, because I know that inmates are fucking awful. I have heard that conditions in federal prisons are bad, and this is entirely the fault of the Federal Prison Administration. The federal prisons needs major reforms, and the country needs an attorney general who will take this problem seriously. Look, I'm remotely with that ideology, right? I really am. I more think, maybe we should move towards an older system where maybe we can stand here, and tell individuals, hey, look, if you get arrested for a certain crime, above a certain level, we can fucking send you elsewhere. We'll send you to another country, revoke your U.S. citizenship, and you can't come back here. I think that might be a better idea, right? Just to get these motherfuckers out of the goddamn country. Not like murderers, like we, or pedophiles. Like, we shouldn't be sending them, making them the problem of another country. But like, major league drug dealers, maybe some rapists and shit. Like fucking, I'm not real sure where that level would be. It's something that would need discussed, as far as things are concerned. But, I think that might be a better way of doing things. My mentality, just off the top of my head, right? Others may not be aware that federal prisons are generally in small towns with very few employment opportunities. Those officers need their jobs to pay for housing and feed their families. So you deserve a job just because you need one. All right, let me put this like this. All right, I bitch all the time about manufacturing jobs leaving the United States. All right, and I bitch and I go, dudes need jobs to support their families. Right? I say this. Now, what you're saying is that on the other hand, women need jobs. I don't think you do. All right, what I think you need is to stay the fuck home, shut up, and serve your man. Me personally. I think that's what you should be doing. I had this argument last night, right? I was arguing with a broad, right? And this broad, she's standing here going, she was a Norwegian chick, right? One of these commie stand broads. And she said, I don't think that, or she said, I don't care if Norwegians stop existing. She's like, I don't care if we go extinct. And in my brain, I'm standing here going like, yo, what type of human being says that about their people? Legit, like what type of horrible, awful, disgusting, a woman says that, right? And a woman and a nihilistic male, right? This nihilistic fucking male mentality. Like this is why I'm anti-philosophy, legit, because this is what it leads to. Is this nothing fucking matters nonsense? Like this stupid, worthless piece of shit mentality. I fucking hate it with a passion. I hate it. All right. I told her, I said, if you have some kids and chill back, you know what I'm saying? Like life can become much easier. She goes, but it's boring staying at home. I said, like, oh, you want to hear exciting? I can tell you about my old life selling drugs where, like, I got shot at and, stabbed and chased after by the police on a regular basis. That was exciting. But you know what it wasn't? Fun. You know what I'm saying? It was not fun. It's not an enjoyable lifestyle. It's something you do because you have to do it. You sit here and think, like, it's going to be like James Bond or something. No. Exciting is, like, unpredictability. And that's instability. All right, that's chaos. And that's what these women are. They're agents of chaos. Legit. So how about you just stay home and take care of your kids and you won't need a fucking job, right? Blithely saying that women should not work in male problems solves nothing and puts the women who must work in them at even worse advantage. Women are, believe it or not, just as entitled to jobs as men. No, you're not. No, you're not. If you can't do the job, you're not entitled to it. Or if you're a liability on that job, you're not entitled to it. All right, that's like sending somebody into the Marines and the Navy SEALs and they go over there and they don't know how to shoot and they don't know how to fucking like move around. Like, yo, no, you put everybody else in danger by being there. That's not how this operates. You're not entitled to a fucking job. All right, like, yo, the dudes do the job because the dudes can do the job. And I mean, like, yo, we've always had guards, and, you know what I mean? We've always had fucking big burly dudes who guard other bad dudes. Like, that's been that way for a millennia or more. Probably way more, right? Actually, like, yeah, way more. Like 3, 4, 5 millennia when it really comes down to it. Anyway, man, yo, look. Wanted to bring you, you know what I mean, this story and show you that, you know what I mean, people are retarded. You know what I'm saying? Don't trust the skeptics. And fuck Sophane. Tom, peace. Holla at your boy. Peace.